What's up, everybody? Y'all, come on in. We gonna get started. We gonna go over a classic today. The Matrix. The Matrix. What's up, Tasha? What's up, Pebbles? So y'all come on in. We gonna get it in. What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. That much, Pebbles. That much chilling and living. What's up, Miss Mimi? Y'all come on in. What's up, Brian? Y'all come on in. Yeah, my bad. There we go. And we gonna get started. Y'all come on in. We'll give another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. All right. How about we get it in? We're going to discuss the Matrix. Yeah, that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now, the Matrix has pretty much defined the generation. Safe to say, right? So, we're going to start off with what they started off in the movie. What is the Matrix? The Matrix is an artificial reality dimension. A good way of saying it is a prison realm. You see what I'm saying? That all beings seem to be locked into until they awaken to this fact and begin to gain their consciousness. Now, the Matrix told us a lot of things. A whole lot of things. Mainly because the Matrix is showing us truths that the Wachowskis actually got in trouble for. Not only for stealing Miss Sophia Stewart's work, but also with the cabal for dropping this level of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? For dropping this level of knowledge. So they actually came in and forced them to rewrite the scripts for the Matrix 2 and the Matrix 3 to fit their agenda. That's why the Matrix 2 and Matrix 3 wasn't as good as 1. But the original scripts, which you can check out online if you want to, the original scripts, they released them, was nothing like what they showed you in the movie. You see what I'm saying? But they told you they was forced to change it. Some men in black suits, men in black, rolled up on them and told them, hey, change this or else. And ever since then, ever since the first Matrix came out, they ain't been right since. Yeah, they probably been replaced. They probably just clones now. Hell, for all we know. Yes. So the Matrix is an artificial program, an artificial reality, dimension, realm, plane of existence, however you like to see it. You see what I'm saying? However you like to see it. Now, we have these characters. You got Morpheus, you got Neo, Trinity, and the rest of them. We're going to go over all of them today. Now, we're going to start off with Neo since he's technically the main character. Neo, a.k.a. Thomas Anderson, or originally known as Thomas Anderson, was waking up. He was realizing something was wrong with this shit. Like, I can't figure out what it is, but something wrong with this shit. So, he became a revolutionary, and his persona for becoming a revolutionary was he was a hacker. You see what I'm saying? He was a rebel for the most part, and he sold governmental information to other people for a healthy price. You see what I'm saying? For a healthy price, so they can find out what's going on themselves and use the information to do what they need to do. Now, he begins to awaken. He receives a phone call from Morpheus, the god of dreams. And the god of dreams tells them they coming for you. And he was like, who? And guess what? He looks up, and we got the agents, a.k.a. Archons, after him. You see what I'm saying? Oh, they coming after his ass, too. They coming after him full force. Of course, they catch him this time. He gave into his fear. Because, he don't know what the fuck himself. But they didn't give up on him, which is why they freed themselves. They didn't give up on him. They went, grabbed him, and brought him back to their headquarters in the Matrix. And this is where it gets good. Probably one of the baddest conversations in movie cinema to date. The conversation between Morpheus and Neo. Now, Morpheus is talking to him, telling them, what's going on, telling them what's up, telling them what's happening. Now, he gives, he tells them what the Matrix, he tells them the basics of what the Matrix is. It's a prison for your mind, your intelligence, your consciousness, and most importantly, your soul. You see what I'm saying? That God-like divine spark that you have inside you that's trapped in this material world by seemingly mysterious but deadly forces, which we now know as Yaldabaoth, the Demiurge, and his archonic forces. You see what I'm saying? So, now, he tells him, but there's a way to break out of this prison, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So, the first thing they had to do was locate where he was in the Matrix, where his spirit was. You see what I'm saying? Where his soul was in the Matrix, and wake it up. Now, I love the scene where he was sitting in the chair, and they had him touch the mirror. Why he had him touch the mirror? The mirror represents him piercing the veil of forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? And when he touched that, the mirror also, once he pierced the veil of forgiveness, their life force, their life energy, their spiritual energy, but then begin to consume his false self, his ego. You see what I'm saying? That's what you were seeing. His false self, his ego. And what happened? The spirit, his spirit revealed his barcode, which was his tag, his energetic tag, his energetic imprint, right? And they shocked him once his spirit consumed his ego self. It shocked him awake, and that's when he woke up. And he was locked in pretty much a factory that was sucking off his bioenergy for the most part. You see what I'm saying? Because your physical body has bioenergy as well. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like they tell you. Like I released a post recently. The great Don Juan Matrix, who was an indigenous, to read to y'all real quick. Let me just put it up real quick here. Put it up for y'all real quick. And he tells you what it is. And I got quite a few good and mixed reviews for this. It says here, in his final teaching, Don Juan Matrix, that's his whole name, revealed the fact that humans have a companion for life. Humans then ask for their companion, yet it is attached itself to humanity. He's talking about the arcanic frequencies and forces. Because it identifies humans as a perfect food source. The reason we are their perfect food source is because, according to Don Juan, unlike the awareness energy being within, which is your soul, humans have it outside of their bodies as well, bioenergy. This makes them an easy prey. Throughout thousands of years, the shadowy beings, archons, sucked out so much energy from humans that they lost all supernatural powers and are merely shells of what they used to be. Now, what's left for them is the power of self-reflection, but even this ability is exploited by reptilians, since whenever people think about the past or the future in an emotional way, which is psychic perception, those shadowy entities suck the creative energy of awareness out of you. You see what I'm saying? Hashtag know thy enemies. So, this is what happens here. This is what happens. This is what he finds out after they rescue him from his energetic factory, where he's seen all these people, his fellow humans, trapped in this matrix. You see what I'm saying? Trapped in this vampiric factory. You see what I'm saying? Cause all it's doing is sucking their energies until they die. You see what I'm saying? That's why humans only live for like 60, 70, 80 years. Maybe 100. The human body is designed to live for 1,000 years, but you lucky if you get 80 out of this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? You lucky if you get 80. You see what I'm saying? So what's going on here? So they recover him, and Morpheus begin to tell him the truth. Well, Neo, you've been living in a dream world. You see what I'm saying? This dream world, this has been designed to keep you distracted from the fact that you are a meal. You see what I'm saying? A food source. You see what I'm saying? That's what you was, Neo. That's what you was. You see what I'm saying? And he tells you your bioenergy generates 120 volts of bioelectricity and magnetism. You see what I'm saying? 25,000 body temperature units of body heat. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And they combine that with a form of fusion. What's that form of fusion that they was talking about? Pressure and instigation. You see what I'm saying? Pressure and instigation. By putting you under a pressure, you expend huge amounts of energy, and the meal becomes seasoned. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The pressure is the seasoning that makes the meal oh so good. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes the emotions pure. Because when you under pressure, that's when you fight your hardest and release the purest forms of emotions inside of you. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on here. This is that fusion that he was talking about. Now, 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 let's see here. He said, then Neo asked him, so this isn't real. And then Morpheus asked him, what is real? Is real defined by what you can see, touch, taste, and smell, and hear? Then it's basically electrical signals interpreted by your brain, your neocortex. Like I've been telling y'all, your neocortex is interpreting this reality. It's what's fusing it together. And guess what? Neo is the neocortex. You see what I'm saying? That is short for the neocortex. What's up, Mia? What's up, Joe? What's up, Blake? So Neo is the neocortex. You see what I'm saying? And Morpheus is the god of dreams, the cerebellum. You see what I'm saying? But he is way deeper than that. For real. Because that's what that's what you dream. That's what you dream when you dream the most. Is your cerebellum is activated. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? That's your dream state. Now, this is where it gets real. He tell him that your brain is interpreting all this shit. Your brain is making this your mind is making this real. Whatever you believe in, whatever you put your mental energy to, it's going to eventually become your reality. Because you animate it and bring it to life with your mental force. You see what I'm saying? That's what he was basically telling him. You see what I'm saying? Another thing he hit him with. He said, where, Neo asked him, where am I? And he said, the most important question ain't where, is when. You think it's the year 1999 or 2000, but in actuality, it's the year 2199. You see what I'm saying? Which is true. This is the year, we in the 21st century. So, like my boy Return to I said, we ain't in the year 2020 if we in the year the 21st century. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We literally in the year 2119. You see what I'm saying? And next year will be 2120, which makes sense. On the Ethiopian calendar, it's 2012, which is 5. It equals up to be 5. On the Mayan calendar, it's the year 5000, 5. Well, it don't make sense for it to be 2020 because that equals up to be 4. If it's a true alignment, it will all equal up to be 5. So it's actually the year 2120, which equals up to be 5. So they'll go to portal opening. You see what I'm saying? And they tell you this. I read this in school. Like they tell you, like Caesar was manipulating the timeline with these leap years. But we know now that they've been manipulating the timeline period with their advanced technologies. You see what I'm saying? They space-time manipulation technologies. You see what I'm saying? So you tell him it's the year 2199. And but here is 2120. So we literally 100 years ahead of what our fucking Gregorian calendar, or what they telling us the Gregorian calendar is. The Gregorian calendar is telling us it's the year 2120, but they're telling us that it's the year 2020. You see what I'm saying? So they set the calendar back 100 years. You see what I'm saying? They set the calendar back 100 years. So Morpheus, Neo was tripping. He was like, damn. Let me out this shit, man. You fucked me up with that. So he let him sleep on it, and you woke him up and told him the most important shit in the movie. He told him the prophecy of the one. He said, the reason why I was looking for you, Neo, is because the prophecy states that when we find him, the return of the one, it will hail the destruction of the Matrix. That's what he told him. And I believe you the one. Told him that as well. Now, this is where it trips you out here. What is the one? You see, because the one is not a who, it's a what. You see what I'm saying? The one is your soul. You see what I'm saying? That's what the one is, your soul. So it's not a what. It's not a who, it's a what. It's your soul. You see what I'm saying? Your soul, the return of your soul. You see what I'm saying? The return of your soul. Your return of your soul and the ascension that it's going to have once you return back to your soul and ascend back to the source intelligence. You see what I'm saying? And once you get back to that, eternal, immortal consciousness of yours, then you remember who you truly are, and you begin to become what they call the one, which is just short for 144,000. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's an acronym, literally. But they just use the number instead of the fucking. They just use the letter one, the letter form of one instead of the actual one. You see what I'm saying? Which threw you off. If you had just say number one, you'd been like, oh, you mean 144,000, which just basically means all your internal forces are working in harmony with you. You see what I'm saying? Your 720 demonic forces and 720 angelic forces. You see what I'm saying? That's 144,000 working as one to get this shit done. So that's what's going on here. So he tell him this prophecy: the return of the one will hail the destruction of the Matrix. Now this is where they fuck Morpheus up. Let me tell y'all something. Neo is not the one. Morpheus is the one. Morpheus did all the work to make all this shit happen. You see what I'm saying? Neo just benefited from his work. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And says how Morpheus is the god of dream. The dream mind is the ancient mind, the God mind. Then you got Trinity. Trinity represents the three magi: your pineal, your pituitary, and your hypothalamus gland. That's literally what she embodied. They even said in the movies. They said, Agent Smith told her, I remember chasing you was like chasing a ghost, because she represented the force of of Morpheus. You see what I'm saying? It's all Morpheus' mind. See, we're in the Matrix, they're actually in Neo's mind. But when they in reality, and on the Nebuchadnezzar, they are in Morpheus' mind. You see what I'm saying? So let's run it down. Morpheus, the god of dream, represents your limbic system, which is your cerebellum, your pineal, your pituitary, your hypothalamus, your hippocampus, your thalamus. You see what I'm saying? You know, your third ventricle, yada, 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 yada. Y'all know the science. Then Trinity, I already told you: pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus gland, three magi. Neo is the neocortex. Then you got Mouse, which is the id. You know, your primal urges, your primal desires. Then you got Cypher, which is the your internal forces out of control. And he also represents astral projection, because Cypher was astral projecting himself into the Matrix without even jacking in. Did y'all notice that? When he was talking to Agent Smith in the restaurant, he didn't use no fucking. He wasn't jacking in. He wrote himself into the Matrix, so he was astral projecting into the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? So he was going to a trance-like state and astral projecting himself into the Matrix. Profound shit. Then Apop was the boon giver. What did he do that was so powerful? He gave Neo his first gun, or the lightsaber. So he was the boon giver. You see what I'm saying? In this situation, he passed the torch to Neo. You see what I'm saying? Just before he got killed. Now, so that was powerful. Switch represents your. She was a net character. She represents Morpheus' ability to transition from the Matrix to the pleroma. You see what I'm saying? Back into reality. The sphere of consciousness, the material world. You see what I'm saying? Because they had the Matrix, which was us locked down in virtual reality, and then they had the real world. You see what I'm saying? The real world was the pleroma. You see what I'm saying? But it was their perception of the pleroma after they've awoken. You see what I'm saying? After of this particular the Mentian dimension after they awoken in the movie. You see what I'm saying? And they was traveling through sewers, which were Earth's ley lines. They literally telling you what it is. Because Nebuchadnezzar is nothing but Morpheus' macabre. You see what I'm saying? His vehicle of light that they're traveling through. Let's see what else you got. You got Tank, the operator. Oh, a lot of motherfuckers don't pay attention to the operators. The operators give you game. The operators represent your divine will and your ability to hack the Matrix and manifest and materialize whatever you need in the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? So it represents divine will. You see what I'm saying? Your ability to manifest whatever you need to get the job done in the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? And their first manifestation is the construct. You see what I'm saying? The construct was literally a blank space. It represents your mind when you first close your eyes. It's a blank space, right? And then you begin to conjure up whatever you need in your mind, and it manifests in the real world. Because once they press enter, which I find to be interesting, which is the infinity symbol on the enter button, they materialize it into the matrix. You see what I'm saying? They push. It was an infinity symbol because they push that energy out. It goes around the circle, then it comes back into the material world because it's just one big loop. Everything is feeding off each other. You see what I'm saying? It's one big live feed. One big live feed. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Tank represented. Then you had Dozer. He was the pilot, the internal guide. He the one who drove you through the ley lines. That your energetic guy who was driving. You see what I'm saying? Driving you through this shit while you learning. And guess what? He was the one who told you that the Sentinels, who were the Archons in the physical plane, were literally designed to do one thing, which is what? Search and destroy. They basically tell you game here. And of course, Nebuchadnezzar, the macabre, the vehicle of light, your vehicle of consciousness that you use to travel all over the cosmos. Now, all this is happening in the mind of Morpheus. So Morpheus was the one. But why did Morpheus believe he was the one? Because the Oracle, who actually works for the Matrix, told him that he would find the one. She didn't tell him that he was the one, but in actuality, he was the one. Because everything that happened in the Matrix was a byproduct of Morpheus's work. His spiritual work, if y'all notice. So everything that happened here, Neo, Trinity, everybody in this movie was a byproduct of what Morpheus did. Because nobody even believed this shit before Morpheus. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else was ignoring it. Everybody else was doing their own thing. But it was Morpheus who took up the torch. The true Jedi Master who said, you know what? I'm going to go out here and see if this shit worked. And then he found out it did work. And then that's when he went and put in work. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So, who else the Oracle represents? She was the intuitive program of the Matrix. Your right hemisphere. You see what I'm saying? Your right hemisphere, your neocortex. And of course, the architect in the Matrix Reloaded is the left hemisphere. Your differential mind. Your calculating mind. Your estimation. Your estimator. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Your ability to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Your ability to break it all down and put it into an order in which you can understand it. That's what your logical mind represents. You see what I'm saying? So which is the left hemisphere. Also still part of your neocortex. But he was honest with you. But both of them was honest with you. They both told you we work for the Matrix. So if they work for the Matrix, how can you really trust what the fuck they were saying? That's what Neo was getting at. Like, how can I really trust y'all? But let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you a secret. When, like I told y'all, when Neo was when we in the Matrix, we in Neo's mind, and Neo is neocortex, right? So he just visited aspects of the neocortex. He visited his right hemisphere, then he visited his left hemisphere. And then he deals with Agent Smith, which is his dark side, his archonic forces inside of his mind. See, what happened here is Morpheus trained the neocortex to go against its original functions of suppressing the limbic system, the ancient mind, the ancient God mind. You see what I'm saying? When they did that, all the powers of the God mind was bestowed upon him, and that's why he was able to do all the spiritual Superman shit that you seen him do, because he rebelled against the archonic forces, which is what happens. What happens when your limbic system, when you had an awakening and you go to war with when your neocortex go to war with your limbic system, and your limbic system overrides your neocortex. Now it works for your ancient mind. You see what I'm saying? It works for you. You see what I'm saying? It don't work against you no more. It don't. It's you now. You the force now, and your neocortex is the deadliest of enemies once it rebels against the archon. Once you train to rebel against its archonic makers, because it knows exactly what the archons are, what they're capable of, because the archons is what created it. So it's the deadliest enemy because it's a turncoat. It's a traitor to the arcana energies. So when you get here, when you do this, when you create this, when you create this reality where your neocortex works for you, your ego works for you, then you begin to fuck this shit up. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the right hemisphere, the super ego. That's why she was always trying to unbalance shit. You see what I'm saying? The super ego. But that force awoken in his mind because he rebelled against all the archonic forces. And he literally went and met all the archonic forces. He met Agent Smith, which was him. You see what I'm saying? Like one of the most powerful scenes in the movie. When they shot him 7 times and he had the chakra awakening. The spiritual awakening at the end of the first Matrix. When they shot him 7 times, he woke up. And what happened? He could see without time. Cold vision or force vision or psychic vision. Whichever way you was trained him. What does the 3 agents represent? You see what I'm saying? What does the 3 agents represent? They represent the frontal lobe, the right hemisphere, and the left hemisphere in that moment. And they were the archonic forces who was trying to bring Neo back into the fold. Notice, Neo is the only one in the movie that they actually tried to fucking cooperate with. Everybody else they was trying to kill on sight. But Neo was the only one that they was trying to cooperate with because they was trying to bring him back. He was one of theirs. He worked for what? A software company. So he literally made programs for them. So he literally produced new archonic forces for them. Literally, that's what they telling you. And I forgot the name of the corporation here off the top of my head, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So the software company, he literally made programs, y'all. So he literally made new forms of archonic forces to keep people enslaved in the Matrix. No lie. So they wanted him back for their skill set. You see what I'm saying? They gave him ultimatums all throughout the first Matrix. Mr. Anderson. One life is successful, whereas the other life is destructive. You see what I'm saying? We need you to pick the successful life. They put a worm inside of him. Remember that? They put a worm inside of him, which was a tracker, a parasite, or a chip, as we call it now. We telling you, they've been so-called put the chip inside of you. The chip is their programming. You see what I'm saying? They don't need a physical chip. They just need you to accept their programming. But when you awaken, your chi nullifies and destroys their chip, and you become a free agent. And that's what they don't want. Neo became a free agent. So when Neo became a free agent, he became a deadly motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Now, you also got other realms besides the Matrix. You got the machine world, which is nothing but a representation of the material realm, the Amentian dimension. Like real talk, like real talk. He literally went and met the machine. He met Yaldabaoth, like off the top. He met the Demiurge. When he walked into the room, he said, "We don't need you." But all the machines in the realm had to come together to create the Demiurge, the Demiurge's face, and letting you know that it's some type of intelligence here keeping you locked down in this material world. Letting you know right off the bat. And what they needed Neo to do, they needed Neo to go in and shut down Agent Smith, which was his dark side. You see what I'm saying? His, cause he awoken, but he never mastered his dark side. And so his dark side in Agent Smith just ran rampant. He became his negative in his second life. See, they killed him. He got destroyed in the first Matrix, but he came back. You see what I'm saying? So that was death and rebirth from him. He had that Osarian moment. He came back. And this time, he was a new motherfucker. He didn't want to work for the Matrix no more or work with the Matrix. He wanted to conquer the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? He no longer wanted to work for the machine world. He wanted to conquer the machine world. He wanted to become the new Yaldabaoth on the block. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, Yaldabaoth couldn't have that. So, he hired Neo to go in and take out Agent Smith. You see what I'm saying? And they released a virus into the fucking Matrix, which letting you know they can manipulate this shit, anytime they feel like it. Sent the virus into the Matrix after he became Agent Smith himself, and that's literally what destroyed the Agent Smith program. You see what I'm saying? That's literally what destroyed it. So they pretty much telling you what it is. Well, of course, the Exiles. We got to talk about them. Now, the Exiles are rogue programs that rebel against the Matrix, but for personal gain. SSP Alliance. And various others. A lot of social justice warriors. Feminism. You see what I'm saying? Hotepery. Anything that rebels against the Matrix, but is really for personal gain, and is not really to help you advance your soul. You see what I'm saying? Anything that distracts you from going within and healing your soul, regenerating it, and coming back out, ascending back up out this shit is an enemy of you. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, they rebelling against the system. A lot of these movements, Me Too, and all this other crazy shit they got going on. Men go their own way. You know, it's so many of them they're just toxic by nature, and these movements are rebelling against the so-called system, but it's a distraction because it's for personal gain. Most of them are getting paid by the cabal to do this. Even Black Lives Matter, we found out they getting paid. You see what I'm saying? To rebel against the system. They even set up their members to go to jail. How about that? They sacrifice their own members for them to go to jail to make it look good. You see what I'm saying? To make it look good. So there you go. That's what's going on here. You got a lot of shit going on here. You got a lot of things going on. So also I almost forgot, you got Niobe. Now Niobe is Morpheus's feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? It's his true and living feminine energy. But she didn't understand what was going on because she was still locked down in the system. And so she went with who? Lockdown. So she represented the suppressed feminine until she got down with the get down, and they went in. You see what I'm saying? And then Ghost is her spiritual force at work. You see what I'm saying? He represented her spiritual force. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. And I forgot what's the name of the ship she drove. Her name, her macabre, because they gave them all names. Nebuchadnezzar, they was all ancient names too. You see what I'm saying? If y'all know the name, throw it in the comments for me of her ship. That will help. But her macabre, was supposed to be the smallest and fastest ship. Because the mother, the black woman, the elder goddess is the baddest thing in creation. She's the fastest thing going, the baddest thing going in creation, the fastest thing going in creation. You see what I'm saying? So of course she had the baddest ship out of everybody. So Niobe represented that Sophian energy, that Sophian offset energy. You see what I'm saying? The great mother. You see what I'm saying? Esoteric wisdom, divine wisdom. But she was still being tricked by Yaldabaoth because she created Yaldabaoth, so she had to deal with it. And so she ran away from Morpheus when he awoke and went with Locke. So they represented her being locked down by the Yaldabaoth energy. All he believed in was military tactics and strategy. But he soon found out that shit, you need more than physical war to do this. You need some spirituality to go with this, some magic, some chi, some force. You need some mana. You need something else other than what you doing. And he found it out the hard way in Matrix Revolution. I'm kind of skipping around, but I'm going it's coming to me right now. So yeah, definitely. That cold vision. He was able to see the world without time. So they showed you the Matrix is nothing but binary codes. Zeros, ones. If you put them all together on a screen, they literally come together to make an image. So the imagination. You see what I'm saying? So we all projecting this from our consciousness, from our all-seeing eye in our third ventricle. You see what I'm saying? Our Saturn, I guess you would say. And Saturn is inside of you. The true Saturn is literally your set here root energy projecting, your all-seeing eye energy projecting itself into this physical world and showing you what's going on here. You are showing yourself what's going on here from your point of view. You see what I'm saying? You living in this world from, like, say, for example, I'm living this world from Marvin Jones. This is my point of view. This is my story. This is my autobiography. You see what I'm saying? From my perspective. Then you got your perspective. You see what I'm saying? Your autobiography, your story, cause you the author of this. Your own life story. You see what I'm saying? So you got that going on. You got that going on. So this is what the Matrix is about. This is what the Matrix is about. The first Matrix tells you what it is, how it works, how it functions, how to get out of it. Now the second Matrix, the Matrix Reloaded, tell you, Neo was confused in the second Matrix because he didn't know what to do with all this power. So the second Matrix was all about him coming to terms with these new powers he got. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with it? That's why he was looking for the Oracle, which he was looking for the wrong motherfucker. He should have been looking inside himself. You see what I'm saying? For those answers. That was his mistake. He was looking for his right hemisphere when he should have just been looking inside himself. So, like, everything that happened to Neo was, all this shit was going on in his neocortex, in his brain. You see what I'm saying? He was trying to conquer his own brain, his own mind. So that's basically what you're seeing all throughout the movie. Even Seraph was so-called the Oracle's bodyguard. You see what I'm saying? He was another enlightened one. They showed you in the Matrix what you look like in the Matrix. You're a golden being. You're an enlightened being. You see what I'm saying? You shine. You see what I'm saying? You glow. Your soul glow. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, there you go, Brian. The shit was called the Gnosis. You see what I'm saying? Now, all this shit was literally called the Gnosis. So they telling you she's Sophia in this movie. Her macabre's name was Sophia. That's her energy. And then, Nebuchadnezzar was Morpheus named his ship. That was an ancient Sumerian ruler. As a matter of fact, I think that was one of the first rulers, if not the first ruler of Sumeria, recorded ruler. See what I'm saying? Yes. So that's where you going. That's what you got going on here. So Sarah represented this golden enlightened being, and that's what, when you become conscious, that's what you look like to the Archon. You're a gold dot in a sea of red to them, cause they see in red. They don't see in green. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing the Matrix got wrong. The colors were green, but they was trying to show you. They was giving you that all the wisdom is in your heart. That's what they was trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? But in the Archon's point of view, everything is red. The numbers are red instead of green. See what I'm saying? And you're a gold dot walking through they sea of red. See what I'm saying? So this is what's going on here. This is what happened. So even Seraph, who was technically an exile, you see what I'm saying? A rogue program. So he represents Neo. Sense of rebellion. You see what I'm saying? He literally represents Neo's sense of rebellion. Cause think about it, Neo was what? A rebel in his past life, technically. So he represents Neo's sense of rebellion. An angel, as they called him in the movie, an angel. They called him an angel. What? Angel Wing, you back? What? So yeah. So he was probably one of the baddest martial artists in the exile community. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So Neo had to come to terms with that. And he had to deal with that. So they showing you what's going on in these movies. Now, one of the baddest motherfuckers in the movie is the Train Man. Cause the Train Man showed you what happens when you create your own world, your own realm. See, the subway station was his dimension. It was his world. So even Neo, the so-called one, who had the baddest fucking powers in this shit, could not beat this motherfucker in his dimension. He told you don't understand. I built this place. So these are my rules. And then here, I'm God. So in your mind, you God. You see what I'm saying? So the Train Man probably they kind of like sleep on the Train Man. The Train Man had probably one of the baddest roles in the fucking movie. He told you how to be God. And he told you in your mind that you God. Of course, the subway station, the train represents his macabre. Everybody got a macabre in this movie. Everybody got a vehicle of light around this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got a personal dimension that they can do dirty in. Pay attention to these things. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So everybody got something going on. Everybody got something going on. Now, Zion, of course, represents the primordial world. The pleroma. You see what I'm saying? Itself represents the conscious ones, the star seeds, the realm of the star seeds. We all come from our own respective realms, but we all got other realms where we all meet up together to talk and communicate. Like most people go to clubs. Other people they go to movies. We all come together in certain realms to have a good time. And they showed you how we do that with Zion. They came together mainly to have a good time most of the time in Zion. They didn't. Most of the time they was off at war, but when they did come home, 98% of the time it was just to have a good time. It was just to have fun and enjoy themselves and fuck and dance and be merry, I guess you could say. So yeah. Now, what happens next? Let's see what else. I definitely want to touch on Zion. The pleroma, where we all come from, the primordial realm, the God mind within you. So there was also a beautiful scene where they had all the star seeds in the cave in the primordial realm dancing, because of the cave just represents their subconscious and unconscious mind. But they can travel into their subconscious and unconscious mind at will. It's no longer a threat to them. It worked for them again. So they can go and dance in their minds whenever the fuck they feel like it and have a good time. It's not a threat to them. You see what I'm saying? It's not ugly. It's not monstrous to them. Hell, that's actually the place to be when you awaken your subconscious and unconscious mind. Because that's where all the power is. That's where all the raw power is. You see what I'm saying? So they shows you that that's what Zion's represent. That's what Zion represents. So back to the Train Man. Yeah, the Train Man probably got one of the most powerful scenes in the fucking movie, y'all. He showed y'all something here. He showed y'all, like, when you go into your own personal dimension and you set shit up and motherfuckers enter that dimension, they fuck that shit up. Can't nobody stop you in your dimension as long as you know you God in your realm. And what's more, the stronger you get, the more your personal dimension manifests in the physical, a percentage of it. You see what I'm saying? Manifests in the physical. That's why star seeds can walk around this motherfucker and nobody bothers them like that. You see what I'm saying? Because they're living from within their personal dimension, their ideal realm. You see what I'm saying? They living from that. They living from that. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So there you go. He was God. What'd you say, Anna Rodriguez? He was a creator. Yeah. He created his own shit. That's what you got to do. You got to build your own realm inside your mind and then work to manifest it out in the physical plane. That's how it works. You give it life in here, and then you give it life out here. Because out here got to reflect what's going on in here. You see what I'm saying? It got to reflect it. So that's what's going on here. Who we got next? The Merovingian. Oh yes, these motherfuckers here. Now they represent rogue organizations who used to work for the Cabal, but they rebelled against them, because they don't like how they want to do it, but they still is like selfish gang. Him, Persephone, and all them. That's all they represented. You see what I'm saying? So Neo had to go into this realm. They told him it's the core realm in the Matrix. So what does this represent? Your corpus callosum. You see what I'm saying? That's the core. That little split, that divide between your left hemisphere and right hemisphere. You see what I'm saying? That's the divide there. You see what I'm saying? So that's the core of the Matrix. And you gotta go in there and deal with those exiles who divided this. Like they showed you in Exodus. What? Moses divided the sea. That was just him dividing his hemispheres so he can cross. So they just give you signs everywhere. But yeah. Those exiles live inside your corpus callosum. You see what I'm saying? You gotta whip them energies into shape, which is what you seen in the fight scene with Morpheus. And notice these motherfuckers had psychic abilities. They wasn't weak. These was vampires and werewolves and fucking superhumans and super soldiers and all other type of shit. But they don't work to heal the planet, but nor do they work to destroy the planet. Well, let me rephrase that. They don't work to heal or destroy the planet on a massive scale. They only destroy and create according to their how much they get out of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. Now it leads to the key maker. Now, The Keymaker had the ability to open any door, any portal in existence. You see what I'm saying? So he represented your ability to traverse the cosmos and access any portal you want. You see what I'm saying? Anytime you want. Any door you want, there's a key for it. And all you gotta do is stick that master key inside that door and unlock it. That's all the Keymaker represent. He even told you, we are all here to do what we are all here to do. So that's what the Keymaker, that was the game with him. He was all about showing you, like, you can access anything. And what they had around a hallway that you can access any door. You see what I'm saying? Any door you wanted to. You see what I'm saying? Any door. What is this? There's a particular teaching called electroluminescence in the melanin sciences. And electroluminescence is this light energy that can project out of your third eye. And with this light energy, you can go anywhere in existence. You see what I'm saying? It's like your runway to go anywhere that's created for your macabre to travel on to go anywhere in existence. You have this these back doors in your mind, these portals in your mind where you can travel anywhere you want to go, as long as you so desire it or your soul wills it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. That's what the back doors represented. You see what I'm saying? They represented, and a lot of those back doors is in your corpus callosum. You see what I'm saying? That's why the core network is connected to it. The Exile Nation, the nation of the Exiles. You see what I'm saying? All that shit is connected, y'all. All that shit is connected. And so he literally just traveling through his brain, y'all. His mind. He even fights these motherfuckers in their own realm, in the mansion. Of course, anytime you see a house, you in this person's dimension. In this case, he had entered the Merovingian's mind because that was his house. See what I'm saying? And they thought they could fuck him up, he thought he could fuck him up in his mind, but he ain't had the power to. You see what I'm saying? But he gave him a clue. He said, I survived your predecessors, and I will survive you. Now, this leads us to the scene with the architect. And this is where he find out that fucking the neocortex is a program too. This is what he found out, the truth. You see what I'm saying? This is when he finds out that all the shit that he been doing was for naught. He could have took the right hand path and went and just reset the shit and did it all over again. Just restarted the cycle of reincarnation. That led to the astral light, which he descended back into the cycle of reincarnation and did the shit all over again. Or he could have took the left hand path and went his own way, which is what he did. He took the left hand path and went his own way. Now, he told Morpheus the truth, and it blew Morpheus' mind, because he believed, that was his mistake, blind faith. He believed, you see what I'm saying? He believed what the Oracle said. But the Oracle worked for the fucking Matrix. So a lot of shit she was saying was untrue. A lot of shit she was saying was to manipulate him into doing the work. And she even suffered for fucking helping him because she worked for the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? It's fucked him up because he was the one. But she tricked him into believing that he needed to go find the one. And her sin for that was her shell getting destroyed. Her first body getting destroyed, she had to go find a new body. Her sin for lying to the original one, which was Morpheus, was she had to go get a new body. And they had that scene together. You see what I'm saying? Where they had to sit down and talk to each other. You know, like, damn. She was like, well, yeah, Morpheus, I can tell you fucked up. Yeah, I'm fucked up. Everything you told me was a lie. So how the fuck am I supposed to believe anything you said when everything you just told me for the past 3 movies was a lie? There was no fucking one. You see what I'm saying? There was no one. You see what I'm saying? That was just the neocortex rebelling against itself. And the only thing he did was fuck some shit up. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Morpheus, I know, I understand. I fucked that up. I work for these niggas. I can only tell you but so much. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Or they gonna do what they just did to me just now. They fucked me up. You see I'm in a new body, don't you? Yeah, they killed. They basically said they killed the old Oracle, and she had to, and her soul transitioned and reincarnated into a new form. That's basically what happened here. That's basically what happened here. You know, she had to deal with that. She had to deal. That was her sin. That was her mistake for telling him that Neo was the one when he was the one. Nigga, you the god of dreams. You create whatever fucking realm you want to. You a god of dreams, and the Matrix is nothing but a dream of a dream. You see what I'm saying? Like Dick Howard told you and Dr. Sleep. This is world here is nothing but a dream of a dream to me now. Because he had freed his mind at this point. So the Matrix is literally a dream of a dream because goddamn the machine world is the real material world. The Matrix is their dream, their virtual reality that they imposing on you, which is what we're living in. We live in a dream of a dream. You see what I'm saying? A time prison. That's what's happening here. And so that's what he found out. He found out the fucking hard way. What it is. What it is. And then you had Nati, the little East Indian girl in the movie. She had a powerful role too. Cause she shows you at the end of the movie once the Matrix was reset. You see what I'm saying? The cycle was reset. She shows you that it was a rainbow matrix. You see what I'm saying? She created the rainbow around the sun, which lets you know that your chakras are imprisoned in this shit too. You see what I'm saying? Because they have figured out how to set their frequencies with your chakra system. You see what I'm saying? Align the frequencies of the planets, which are replicas of your chakras, with your chakra system. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah. It's deep here. It's deep. The matrix is deep. If you know what you're looking at, you gotta know what you're looking at here, though. You gotta really, really know what you're looking at. You see what I'm saying? Zion or the Star Seeds versus the Machine World versus the Exiles, the Rogue Forces. You see what I'm saying? The Rogue Ones. So they showing you here like what it is. Like these Exiles, another one who y'all don't know much about. That's what I'm talking about them. These rogue ones, they also can represent the rogue internal forces inside you, which you have yet to learn how to command. Because they had psychic abilities. Clearly, we've seen that in the movies. But, you know, they were just using it for whatever they was using it for. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give a fuck about ascension or none of that shit. They just was using it just to be using it. That's why, and that's a lesson in them. They gave you one of the greatest lessons of all. You can have power, but power without purpose is wasteful. You see what I'm saying? You can have power, but power without purpose is wastefulness. See what I'm saying? So that's what you've seen with them. That's what they showed you. That's what they showed you in this movie. Powerful movie. Powerful series. You know. Now, I should have went out there and got it. It's in the junk house. But Sophia Stewart wrote the script for The Matrix 4. I don't know if they want to use her script. They should use her script. Because in her script, the new Matrix movies take place 400 years after the original Matrix movies. And that shit is powerful. What she wrote in there. She put the magic, metaphysics, and the code sciences into that shit. She dropped science in there. You see what I'm saying? And she brought in the indigos and everything. But then they just approved the Matrix 4 movie, which is another reason why I made this lecture. Of course, somebody asked me, one of my Facebook friends asked me what I decoded. And I said, you know what, maybe I will. I'm going to get around to that. So I decided to do it after I seen them, you know, they approved the Matrix 4. And why did they approve the Matrix 4? You know, they dropped new Terminator movies. Ever since Terminator Genesis was the first, so they are new Terminator movies. Then they gave you Dark Fate, which was the second. So now they're ready to give you a new Matrix. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, Brian O'Connor is Morpheus in a new life. And then after that life, Neo becomes, Brian O'Connor is Neo in the next life, which is the Matrix life. Then after that, he becomes John Wick, the Astro Assassin. You see what I'm saying? In his next life. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Anna Rodriguez, how can we get a copy of Sophia's script? You can get it off Amazon. It's just called The Matrix 4 script. Just type it in. And it's by her, Sophia Stewart. Who, of course, her name is literally Sophia. You see what I'm saying? So it literally told you what it was. Now, Now, let's see here. Another thing a lot of people ask me about. Make sure I hit all the things I want to hit with the Matrix. Oh, yes. Cypher. I want to go back to him for a second. Why did he betray everybody? Cypher is a few country people who me and my teacher have seen who have awoken, but they couldn't handle their awakening, so they went mad. They went insane because they couldn't handle that shit because they wanted to go back to the Matrix and just be the regular person they were supposed to be. So they went insane. They went mad for the most part. And so that's what you're seeing with Cypher. He represents he or she who awakens but can't handle the awakening. So they want to go back to the prison, the time prison, the Matrix. And so they do the most insane shit to get back there. And that's what he did. He killed off his own teammates just so he can get back to a false reality. So you have those. And they represented by the Coons, aka Black Devils, I guess you could say. The Arcanic Forces. You know, everybody who love this shit. You see what I'm saying? In love with it. It's one thing to be sweet down here. That's one thing in dealing with this shit. It's another thing to be in love with this shit. You see what I'm saying? It's another thing to enjoy this dimension. You see what I'm saying? It's another thing. Because some people having nightmares. You know, it's just so fucked up down here that they fucking themselves up and they create a nightmare in their dream. Then you got other people, the dream is bliss. You see what I'm saying? Like Cypher said that. He said the dream was bliss. Ignorance is bliss. You see what I'm saying? I want to forget all this shit. Just erase my memory. You see what I'm saying? And we've had, me and my teacher have ran across motherfuckers like that. Like they awoken, but they couldn't take it. Literally went crazy and went back into that shit and went fucking mad. Cause I got a couple of he got a homegirl he introduced me to some years back, and she awoken and she couldn't handle it, and then she went back to sleep and she went fucking crazy. And he had a cousin that awoken too, and they went mad and went crazy. They went back into this shit and went crazy. That's the price of rebelling against your own awakening. That's what happens when your neocortex defeats your limbic system. You see what I'm saying? When you awaken, there's a war between your limbic system and your neocortex. Your ancient God mind and the ego mind. You see what I'm saying? The arcanic mind. So now I'm giving y'all opposite side of the equation. What happens when your arcanic mind defeats your ancient mind? What happens when you say, fuck, nah, I don't want it. I don't want it. You go back in, but you go crazy because you've been exposed to the truth, but you decided to neglect the truth, and now your own soul is causing you to self-destruct. It don't want to be in this body no more. You see what I'm saying? So you lose your damn mind. You go insane. And that's when your ass get locked up. That's when you get killed, shot. I guarantee you half the motherfuckers in prison has been exposed to the metaphysics, but they chose to neglect it. I guarantee that shit. Maybe half to 75% of the motherfuckers. Before they fucked up on their path, they was exposed to this and they neglected it and they went fucking crazy and did some ignorant ass shit. Cause now when your neocortex defeats your ancient mind, your limbic system, then you have no more spiritual protection. And archons love motherfucking starseeds who fucking rebel against their own ancient mind. Oh, they come in and destroy you. They come in and eat you alive. They come in and eat you alive. Cause that's the best fucking meal of all the meals. Betrayal of your own self is the best meal of all. You see what I'm saying? The adrenochrome that's pumped out of you once you rebel against your own fucking ancient mind is like no other. That's their favorite meal. Betrayal of your own self. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's their favorite meal. That's the best fucking ELL frequency there is. Extra low frequency or extra ELI, extra low intelligence there is. So definitely. I wanted to touch on Cypher, who was the deadliest nigga in the first movie. So I touched on everybody else who was worth something in the Matrix, trying to make sure. The Council, the Jedi Council in Zion. I can't forget them. You always got a council of motherfuckers that's trying to keep shit in order. You know, you got a cosmic council, solar councils, dragon councils, fucking universal councils. What do these councils represent? They are actually you. Millions of years into the future, but you've ascended on their level, and they are projecting their consciousness back into the past to remind you of who you are. That's all the councils are. The councils are you millions of years in the future when you've ascended to their upper level. You see what I'm saying? When you're on those high dimensional frequencies and you're teaching what it is, and the information is traveling through space and time to get to you now. You see what I'm saying? To get to you now. And the more conscious you are of it, of their ability, the ability is called claircognizance, knowing without knowing. The stronger your inner knowing becomes, your knowing without knowing becomes, it becomes seemingly damn near instantaneous. It don't take long because your message center up here is fully healed and operational. You see what I'm saying? So definitely want to touch on the councils. You see what I'm saying? When we say council, that's what we mean. It's not no fucking aliens. You are the alien. Hell, shit. Even if we met other deities, Martians and fucking Saturnians and all them motherfuckers, they just you living out a different storyline in a different dimension, a different plane of existence. You see what I'm saying? There's another version of you doing playing a different ball game. Some motherfuckers play football, others play basketball. You see what I'm saying? Others play soccer. Hell. Others about their gymnastics. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. Just other dimensions doing other shit. Different versions of yourself. I guarantee you, is Marvin Jones is here on Earth, there's probably a version of me on Mars, or a version of me in Venus, or doing something. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Because your soul is not just this inside of you. Your soul is a conglomerate of celestial intelligence that incarnates all over the cosmos, and we call this the oversoul. You see what I'm saying? Your conglomerate, this soul mafia. You see what I'm saying? Mafia wasn't originated by them. Mafia was originated by us. There was your oversoul, conglomerate of mass soul consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Incarnating all over the cosmos, doing different shit. You see what I'm saying? To learn lessons, and the primary objective is we're helping the creator expand his consciousness and gather more intel so it can become more of a creator than it already is. That's the whole objective. That's always been the objective. What else you got going on here? What else you got going on? That's what you got going on. So that's basically what the Matrix is about. First Matrix, what is the Matrix, and how to become God. The second Matrix is now that you've become God, what do I supposed to do? What do I do with this God power? That's your next lesson. Your third lesson is revolution. Now, revolution just basically means you return things to their natural state, to the way it's supposed to be, is originally meant to be. That's all revolution is, and that's what everybody was fighting for. Returning their shit back to we just want to be free. Freedom. Free this shit. You see what I'm saying? Free my my halo, nigga, my minefield, niggas. I need that back. I need to collect that. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I need that back. So definitely, that's what's going on here. Next, you got Revolution. Then you got the Animatrix, which are a series of stories that took place before the Matrix. And it tells you now this AI. Oh yes, the AI. Now 01110 is supposed to be the frequency of the archons when they infiltrated our physical technologies. This here has been infiltrated. And they are spying on you through the phones to see how far you've gotten. You see what I'm saying? And they gather this intel and they go and create new forms of instigation for you, especially the star seeds. They focus on the star seeds the most to shut you down. And the second group they focus on is motherfuckers who are coming into their awakening. Star seeds who are already awakening and star seeds who are coming into their awakening. Now, for star seeds who are already awakening, They can't touch you, but they can affect what's around you. For starseeds coming into their awakening, they still can touch you until you fully awaken. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You gotta fight for your right to be fucking free. You see what I'm saying? Freedom ain't free, as every fucking revolutionary has said for the past 6,000 to 12,000 years. You see what I'm saying? That's what they meant. Freedom ain't free. To free this here, this halo, this minefield around your head, you gotta fight for it. You gotta bring that Kundalini consciousness back up and get back up out of your crime, back to the Godhead, the source intelligence. You see what I'm saying? God's intelligence. Once you do that, then you fully free. Then you free again. See what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. That's what's going on here with the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? Of course, Mirror Vengeance, like I said, SSP Alliance, Deep States, Rogue Ones, and any other rogue organization who doing their fucking thing, Earth Alliance, all these crazy motherfuckers who perpetrating, who pretend like they about to save you. Now, I'm going to speak on that. Any motherfucker who come to your reality at this point and tell you they trying to save you, you should automatically throw they shit away. I don't give a damn how good their material sound. If they come in here and say they trying to save you or they trying to protect you or some of that shit, instead of trying to teach you how to protect yourself, especially if them niggas don't live nowhere near you. Nigga, how you gonna protect me from fucking Florida? From California? And I live in fucking Washington, D.C. You see what I'm saying? So what am I supposed to do during the time periods where I'm not listening to you? You see what I'm saying? So that's the savior. That's the savior mentality. Nah, you save yourself. You save yourself. They not teaching you that you need to save yourself and that you are your own savior and your own monster. Yeah. You your own demon. Then I wouldn't fuck with them like that. You know, I take what they say with a grain of salt. I met many motherfuckers, many rogue agents who telling them they want to be the ones to save you. That's why I don't fuck with the SSP Alliance like that, because they are telling you that they're going to be the ones to save you. You see what I'm saying? They creating this space force to save you from these ETs who don't seem to be fucking with you. They seem to be fucking with them. You see what I'm saying? That's my problem with the SSP Alliance. So they've proven to me that they ain't got my best interests at heart, because they don't want me to save myself. They want to save me. Even if they telling you that you need to go within. You need to heal yourself. Well, they overshadowing that with this Space Force. Oh, but don't worry. Go in there and do what you need to do. But do know we're creating this Space Force to save you. They still perpetrating it. They're just doing it low key. We creating this Space Force to save you. From who? From who? Because I ain't seen not one motherfucker not on this dimension that's fucking with me. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I ain't seen not one E.T., Anunnaki, Nibiru motherfucker come here to fuck with me. Matter of fact, I only met one true deadly Anunnaki in all my travels. The rest of them was cool. And I've been doing this shit for over over a decade now. So yeah, so that's saying something. I only met one. The rest of them was cool as fuck. You see what I'm saying? You always got that one. That's just how it is. Y'all got good and bad and everything. Y'all got that few who want to rebel against the program of ascension. You see what I'm saying? The process of ascension. You see what I'm saying? And want to keep this shit going. You got those in their families. You see what I'm saying? You just got to deal with it. And then you got, you got those, but majority of the ETs trying to help free you. Hell, shit. Hell, so what they talking about? Who y'all fighting against? Cause I ain't seen the motherfucker yet come to my house and do shit. I ain't seen the motherfucker yet roll through the hood, drop no bombs, no nothing. Y'all sure they warring against us? Cause we ain't seen them yet. You see what I'm saying? They always go fuck with them. And they try to get us to get involved in their war like they've been doing, like they did with Vietnam War. Now, we waking up, so what they gonna do is institute the draft at some point. Because we waking up like our revolutionary counterparts in the 60s and 70s, so of course, we ain't gonna go to war. So with they asses. So now, eventually they're gonna have to institute the draft once they get this Space Force together, because they know we ain't gonna go willingly. like our revolutionary counterparts in the 60s and 70s, predecessors. You see what I'm saying? We ain't gonna go willing, so they gonna institute this draft and force you to go fight for them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Or they gonna do one even better. They may not do the draft. They may fucking give you so much money on the shit. Hell, they already got fucking websites where they offering $60,000 a year to go to space. And if you go to space for such amount of time, they gonna give you bonuses. Hell, so you making $120,000 a year just to fucking ride around in space. Hell yeah. A lot of motherfuckers gonna accept that shit just to get off the planet. Just to get off this motherfucker. They fuck the planet up or terraform the planet in such a way that these arcade frequencies are running rampant, so that you, when they set this space force up, will want to get off the planet as fast as possible, no questions asked. You ain't even gonna think about it because shit's so fucked up down here. You don't even want to be here no more. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You taking any fucking exit strategy you can to get from down here. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They gonna fuck the planet up. Then they're going to institute the Space Force so you can go to war with your own people. You see what I'm saying? So you can go to war with yourselves, for real. Because those people that they going to war with is your higher selves in the future. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to herd or cull the timeline. They call it the culling. You remember that? The culling, they said population control. But population control ain't necessarily they got to kill you. Population control is them manipulating your consciousness in such a way that you're working for them. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They just put that, we're going to kill off 75% of the population just to distract you from what they're trying to do because they weren't ready yet. Now they're ready. Now they're ready because they Space Force almost can, they got enough spaceships developed to where they can hide. All right, we back. That means you taking every opportunity to get off this motherfucker. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean for the second half of this lecture. Let me show y'all how they feel about star seeds. Yeah. Let me tie this all together. The Darkest Minds. Now, Darkest Minds is probably one of the most powerful movies that came out. They put it in the fucking movies for 2 weeks and took it out, y'all. They took that shit out quick. 2 weeks, they put that shit in the movie and took it out. So that's telling you that this movie is telling too much. Now, they got starseeds in the movie who are awakening their powers, and in their world, they're culling them and locking them in FEMA camps, right? Now, they give you color codes. Now, a lot of people ask me, Marvin, why isn't there any purple in these color codes? Well, what a crime, what a third eye. I like, it's not a chakra system color code. It's DEFCON color codes. See what I'm saying? It's the threat level of each starseed. We're going to start with green. They give you green. Them are your intellectuals. Now, they don't want to kill them off because they can build a system. They can further their technologies and advance their technologies. You see what I'm saying? They can further that. Intellectuals, you see what I'm saying? Then your scientists, your physicists, your artists, your engineers, your technicians, you see what I'm saying? So on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So they just want to use their energies to continue to build and propagate their society. And they pay them according to how intelligent, how they use their intelligence in their system. You know what I'm saying? The more they do for their system, the more they get paid for the most part. You see what I'm saying? The more they advance and enhance their system, the more they get paid. So that's the green. That's the green children in this movie, the intellectuals. Super intelligence, the super geniuses. You see what I'm saying? Super intelligent. And this is where a lot of intellectuals get fucked up. They don't have no esoteric knowledge. So it's just dry, arid intellect. And that's why most people don't like to be around them. Because they ain't got no soul fire. They ain't got no soul consciousness to go with their intellect. And so since most people don't like to be around them, what they do? They thrust themselves into their work and build faster and harder. You see what I'm saying? It's all about design. It's all about design. Because they don't know that they're missing this other piece of the puzzle this soul consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Consciousness by your soul. You see what I'm saying? By your soul journey. Don't be using just your intelligence to build that shit. You know, you got to make your little money to survive or whatever. But be using your consciousness to build yourself. You see what I'm saying? To stop worrying about building nation and worry about building yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that's the green. Then next level is blue. Now these are force users, your telekinetics, your Jedi. Now, how they fuck up the Jedi? Why they only blue? See what I'm saying? Why they only a blue level? They fuck up the Jedi, society fucks them up. You see what I'm saying? Society itself fuck them up. Because everything in society is designed to take you away from the force. You see what I'm saying? The clubs, the alcohol, the drugs, everything in this society, for most of everything, I ain't gonna say all things, but most of everything in society is designed to drag you away from the force. 2 hours at the mall, 2 hours at the movie, 2 hours at the club, 3 hours at the club. You just wasted multiple hours doing different things in this society, and that takes you away from the force. So since you're not practicing your force abilities, they're weakening and they're degenerating, and you lose your telekinetic abilities. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all came here with your telekinetic abilities. A lot of people will tell you, oh, I was born with telekinesis, levitating objects and shit. But society taught me that I don't supposed to be fucking with it. I just supposed to be working my jobs to pay my rent. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that's how they fuck up the Jedi. And they was represented by the color blue. These are DEFCON threat levels. Color codes. Go check them out for yourself. The next level is yellow. Yellow is the conductors, the elementals, But the most dangerous of the elementals is, like I said, the conductors, the lightning benders. Those who can discharge electricity out of their hands and fuck up the electric grid. And they showed you how deadly they was in one of the second Amazing Spider-Man movie with Jamie Foxx as Electro. What he did, he went to the power station and sucked all the life out of their system. And they showed you, no, we can't be having it. We can't be having it. We can't be having that shit there. So yeah. And Spider-Man couldn't even beat him. He had to trick Jamie Foxx into beating himself. You see what I'm saying? Notice that. Spider-Man had to use his own power against him. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they fuck up the elementals. They get them also society. Because, if you're not practicing your elemental abilities, then you lose connection with them. Also, fuck you up. This society takes you away from the elements. You see what I'm saying? You lose your connection with fire. The element, the soul of fire and water and air and earth and electricity and magnetism and all the other elements, ice and metal and all that. You see what I'm saying? So you lose your connection to it, and it drains you. Once again, that's why it's only yellow, because society takes care of those two by default. Matter of fact, it takes care of those three. You get involved with a society, and it takes you away from the force. And you just dealing with the physical plane, and the physical plane fuck you up according to your free will, according to your own action. So you destroy yourself. Society set up in a way to where you use your own free will to destroy yourself. So that's what they do them. Now, there are 2 other color codes. In the movie, they tell you that any motherfucker with orange or red color codes or genetics, orange or red, as far as their threat levels, shoot and execute them motherfuckers on sight. Why? Now, orange, which is what the sister here represents, is the occultist, the magi. Now, the average occultist will tell you that the force is in your mind, and all is mental, and mind is all. You see what I'm saying? So the force in her mind, what did she have? She had that mental abilities. You see what I'm saying? She was Jedi mind tricking motherfuckers, mind control, They even had her and old buddy in the movie had a mental war with each other. You see what I'm saying? Which she defeated him. You see what I'm saying? Because she hacked into one of the helicopter dude's minds and fucking forced him to crash his plane in front of him. he had to get out the way. You see how powerful she was. She was able to memory walk. She was able to erase her existence out of somebody's mind. She was very powerful. She was very powerful occultist. See what I'm saying? She was using her mind to manipulate her reality. You see what I'm saying? Doing whatever the fuck she needed to do to manifest what she needed in her reality. So they even tried to kill her. She touched the old buddy and hacked into his mind and tricked him into saying that she was a green. That she was an intellectual. You see what I'm saying? So she's very, very powerful in this movie. But so she was an occultist, a magi, a wizard in the movie. And finally, you get your last group, the deadliest motherfuckers they show in the movie, which were your dragon kin. You know, those who have the dragon blood inside of them. Ooh-wee. Them motherfuckers, the government trained them motherfuckers. And if they didn't train them, they would kill them on sight too. They would kill them motherfuckers on sight too. Now, they your dragon king. Now, if you know anything about the dragon king or the dragon blood in Sumerian teachings, them motherfuckers was considered royalty by default. If you had dragon blood, you was considered royalty by default. Or noble by default. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So you talking about these motherfuckers was breathing fire in their mouth. You see what I'm saying? And you still have some abilities, my dragon king, fellow dragon king. You still have some abilities out there like the breath of fire technique. Go check that out. The yogi breath of fire technique will teach you how to breathe real fast in rhythmic fashions where you can build up your core, the flame in your core, and you can. After a while, you can inhale for a second, store that energy up in the back of your throat, and discharge it. It's a flame of energy or a burst of energy, depending on what your element is. Because they're elemental dragons as well. Some of them are fire, some of them are water, some of them are air, some of them are ice, electricity. You know, hell, you even got chaos dragons and light dragons. Hell, so it all depends on what type of dragon you are. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's chi aligned to a particular element. So definitely the dragon king was fucking some shit up. They let the motherfuckers out the helicopter and they raised fucking hell. They was shooting fire, they mouth fucking shit up. You see what I'm saying? That's the deadliest star seed they is, and they ordered to execute them motherfuckers on sight. You see what I'm saying? Now they had a few more dragon king than they did occultists because they know the mind is the most powerful thing. But the reason why the Dragon King will consider more of a threat than the occultists is because they're raw power. There we go. Okay, they're raw draconic power, nigga. They're raw dragon force that they unleash from within them. And they can fuck some shit up with their force. You see what I'm saying? So best believe that shit is powerful, y'all. That shit there is powerful. So my Dragon King, go learn the breath of fire technique and start building up your dragon force within you. Matter of fact, if you want some books on it, get DJ Conway's Dancing with Dragons and Dragon Magic book. Very powerful books on the dragon energy. So you can get initiated into those draconic mysteries. You see what I'm saying? Those dragon mysteries. You see what I'm saying? So you can get into that dragon, that Dagon energy. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Those are the threat levels for this movie. It's called The Darkest Minds. If y'all want to go check it out, The Darkest Minds. So go check that out. Finally, last part of this lecture, we're gonna talk about Ophiuchus. The 13th Zodiac. Let's talk about the 13th Archon. Now, I found here a parable, or just a little section on it. Waiting for it to load up. Alright. Here we are. Check this out. It said Arachne, the spider, 13th month of the proposed new time calendar to begin at the winter solstice of 2000 AD. From a possible corruption of the early pagan or druidic 13th zodiacal sign, Auriga, the charioteer. That there were originally 13 signs in the zodiac goes back probably to Osiris' body being dismembered into 13 parts. The reference should be made to James Vogue's Arachne Rising, wherein he points out that Auriga or Arachne, lying as it does between Taurus and Gemini, is the logical placement for the 13th sign and appears to have been so designated by the Druids. Now, there are others who cite Ophiuchus, the serpent holder, as the more logical 13th month. Ophiuchus, between Scorpio and Sagittarius, is even cited by some as the age we are now inhabiting, rather than Pisces or Aquarius, and that it began in the early 1940s. Let me talk to you about that. Now, I already went over the other 12 zodiacs and the other 12 arcans. The 13th hidden arcan, Serpentinarius, also known as Arachne, as Auriga. Who is Auriga? The spider, the charioteer. She was also a chariot as well, which, you know, they just ride. A chariot does what? A charioteer rides the chariot, you know, across the cosmos and spreads light and energy, or weaves a web, which is why she was represented by a spider. Now, the secret here is, what is the web? The web of life. And the web of life scientifically is known as the space-time continuum. So they literally telling you that Ophiuchus, the serpent holder, is literally the time trap, the time prison that we're living in. It governs this time prison. It governs the space-time prison that we're living in. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And that's what's trapping us. That's the final secret to what's trapping us into this third dimensional realm. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Web of life. The time prison. And it also represents that dry, arid intellectual wisdom, because it's also a serpent, and serpents represent wisdom. But like I told y'all in my Gnostic Gospel 2, is wisdom without guidance or permission from the creator or source of all. You see what I'm saying? So that's what got us fucked up in the first place, this dry, arid wisdom. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This non-soul wisdom that's been cut off from the soul teachers, the soul energy. You see what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, a lot of intellectuals, they're walking around with their teachings, but they boring as fuck because they got this dry ass, arid ass knowledge, and they can't even speak in fucking plain language with it. You don't even want to fucking be around them because of this. You see what I'm saying? It ain't your fault, it's their fault. Because they think that its intellect is where it's at. No, intellect and intelligence are two different things. Intellect is dry ass textbook knowledge that you learn to get certified for your job. Fucking intelligence is soul knowledge that comes from within. You see what I'm saying? That comes from fucking within. That's the difference. So I want to give y'all the 13th fucking arcana. And I want to connect this with the Matrix, because the Matrix was a time prison. You see what I'm saying? This here was a time prison. And when they learned to manipulate the time, what did they do? They learned to focus. And when they focused, they did what? They sped themselves up, and time became slower. You see what I'm saying? With their minds. It's because they learned to manipulate the Ophiuchian energy, the Aurigian energy, to manipulate the Matrix itself. You see what I'm saying? With their minds. So Ophiuchus is the 13th chain around you, the 13th prison. You see what I'm saying? And the 13th prison is literally your mind. You see, then you got the other 12 limbs and glands and shit, but the 13th prison is this here, your halo, that they put shackles over, that you gotta break with your consciousness, so you can free your mind. That's what fucking Morpheus was telling you. Free your mind. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. You gotta let that shit go. Free your mind. So that's what the 13th archon, the 13th material ruler, has over you. She shackled your mind in time. You see what I'm saying? Then shackled your mind and your consciousness in this time prison. And what happens? what a lot of occultists said when they freed themselves from this time prison. They living in a state of timelessness. They don't ever keep up with time anymore. So they sit down chilling. It's 2 o'clock. Next thing they know, it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. And you like, what the fuck happened to the time? Because you live in a state of timelessness in your mind now. You free from the shackles of this African energy, this Aurigian energy. See what I'm saying? So Auriga, Arachne, Serpentinarius is the 13th chain, 13th prison that you must break. And so I thought that would be the perfect place to, this would be the perfect place to drop that science. You see what I'm saying? That last piece of the puzzle that y'all need to go with the Gnostic Gospels too. I hinted on the Gnostic Gospels too, but I want to give y'all the full science and connect it with this Matrix. Because the Matrix was all about manipulating time and space. You see what I'm saying? Manipulate, traveling through, transitioning and traveling through the Matrix, the realm of the Exiles, the realm of the machines, the Zion. It was all about manipulating time and space and time, traveling through the sewers, Earth's ley lines. You see what I'm saying? It was always going to and fro through the timeline to do shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's literally what I want to talk to y'all about with this African energy, this 13th zodiac, hidden zodiac. What is in between Scorpio and Sagittarius, or but the ancient Druids say it was in between fucking the ancient Druids say it was in between Taurus and Gemini. So the ancients usually right. So go with them. But yeah, the serpentine energy is of Ophiuchus is literally the the space-time lockdown that we've been talking about. That's the prison. And what is it locked down since the 13th? The 13th is up here. All this up here. That minefield, that halo that you see there enlightened saints have, that's the 13th prison. That's the 13th prison that you must break out of. And once you break those shackles, you notice most of the time your mind is a state of timelessness. Your mind is in that melanin realm doing what it's supposed to do. And you just come back down here to deal with the bullshit. You are already free once you break the shackles on your consciousness of sin on up to your God here. You free. So your mind most of the time operating in the realm of melanin. And you just dealing with this shit. See what I'm saying? So there y'all go. That's pretty much this lecture on the Matrix. The classic. Define the generation of Starseed. Hope y'all enjoyed it. So are there any questions? I'll take questions now. Dairy Patterson, population control is due to the black women. True. Melanated awakening. There's no force like the melanated force. There's a truth there. Anna Rodriguez, we can all manifest, just have to believe you can. Damn right. There you go. Mia Garb, I've been waiting for somebody to break this down. Thank you. No problem. Miss Mimi, as many times I watched the movie. I used to watch Matrix religiously, Miss Mimi. I used to watch that shit religiously. Like, I used to schedule a week out of every month to watch all 3 Matrices. When I first awoken back in 2011 and 2012. I first awoke in 2009, but I moved out to college around 2011, and like for a whole year, all I did was fucking watch the Matrix once a week for like a month. Once a week. I called it Matrix Week. I just watched the Matrix religiously. So, shit, my subconscious mind pretty much know that shit by heart because I watched it so much. And even still, there's always something new with the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? Because you gain new levels of consciousness, so the movie changes as you change. You see what I'm saying? So, any other questions? Any other questions? y'all don't have any questions, I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Let them know what it is. Check out my other code lectures on YouTube, The Middle Now Order. And I'm out. Peace.